A little over 2 months ago, I found a new game called Puzzles and Survival. I've been playing it ever since free to play, so I decided to make this video to show you guys how it works. Before we get into the video though, I'd like to thank the sponsors of today's video, Puzzles and Survival and Amazon Coins. Puzzles and Survival is a free-to-play strategy game with a zombie apocalypse theme. Not only is it a strategy game, it's also a match 3 game in which you can match shapes and colors while in battle to do powerful attacks. With this game, you'll no longer have any idle wait times for strategy games since you always have its match 3 puzzles to kill zombies. It's an amazing game overall that I would definitely recommend checking out. Okay, now let's talk about Amazon Coins. There'll be a link in the description below, and by using that link you'll be able to get the discounts that I'm going to be talking about right now. Amazon Coins are available on Android devices in the following countries. By using them, you'll be able to save up to 20% on in-app purchases for Puzzles and Survival as well as for other games that are available on the Amazon Appstore. Once you click my link below, you'll be taken to this webpage from where you'll be able to buy 10,000 Amazon coins worth $100 for just $82, which is an 18% discount. However, you can get up to a 20% discount by clicking on the Discover All Amazon Coins Packs button and buying 50,000 Amazon coins for $400. Or you can also buy smaller quantities for lower discounts. To start using Amazon Coins, you simply need to follow the instructions on the webpage, download the Amazon App Store and download the game from there, and you'll be able to start using Amazon Coins immediately. If you're from the US, you can also download the Amazon App Store on Windows 11, which means you'll be able to play the game on PC too. Okay, so now let's see how this game works. Just like any other strategy game, it's got a lot of buildings that you can upgrade, there are a bunch of heroes that you can unlock, there's also a state map where you can hunt zombies or even other players. Let's quickly go over the buildings first. The first building that we're going to be talking about is the headquarters. This is the most important building in the game as you cannot upgrade any other buildings beyond the level of the headquarters. Then you have 4 training camps, the fighter camp, rider camp, shooter camp, and vehicle camp. These are obviously for training troops. I'll be going over the different troop types in this game later on in this video. You have the watchtower, which gives you information about enemies attacking you as well as enemies you scout. The research lab, which is a unique building that lets you increase your stats. The warehouse, which protects your resources from getting stolen. The research center, which lets you do different types of research to strengthen your troops. The initial researches don't really give you a lot of stats, however the higher level ones do. For example, the first research in the military 3 category itself gives you 200% health, and the ones in the military 2 category give you 100% stats. There's the trap factory where you can craft different types of traps which help a little bit on defense. You have the supply depot which lets you claim a few free resources daily. The gear factory that lets you manage your gear, chips, modules, etc. Almost everything that gives you stats can be managed from here. The trading post lets you trade resources with your allies. The Hall of War lets you set rallies and increase your rally size. The Alliance Hall increases your reinforcement size and the number and effect of helps that you get from your allies. Then there's the wall, which will cause you to teleport to a random location on the map if your wall defense goes to 0. And finally, you have the smaller buildings, that is the different types of production buildings which produce resources, hospitals where your troops go when they get wounded, and boot camps which let you increase your training capacity and speed. So those were all the upgradable buildings. There are also a bunch of non-upgradable buildings like the bank where you can invest your diamonds to get some huge returns, the mystery shop which lets you buy items at discounted prices, the ruins where you get to test stats that you get from various sources individually, the pit that lets you mine a special resource called rare earth, and the arena that lets you fight against other players. So that covers most of the buildings in the game. Now let's talk about the different troop types. As mentioned earlier, there are 4 troop types in the game and each one goes from tier 1 to tier 12. Certain types have an advantage over other troop types, so fighters counter shooters, shooters counter riders, riders counter fighters, and all troops counter vehicles. So it's kinda like rock, paper, scissors with the 3 troop types. Vehicles are mainly used for gathering and not for battle. The thing I like about this game is the fact that it lets you upgrade lower tier troops to higher tiers so that you're not forced to kill off your lower tiers in this game once you unlock higher tier troops. There are 40 building levels in this game. You unlock tier 10s at level 30, then at level 35 you unlock tier 11s, and at level 40 you unlock tier 12s. Now let's move on to heroes. There are 5 types of heroes in this game. There's red, yellow, green, blue, and purple. The red, green, and blue heroes are again like rock, paper, scissors. Red counters green, green counters blue, blue counters red, while yellow and purple counter each other. It's best to use one hero of each color in my opinion so that you have a balanced formation. Heroes also have star levels. There are 5 different star levels, 2 stars, 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars, and then the 5-star heroes can be further upgraded to 6 stars. It's actually possible to get a lot of these 5-star heroes in this game without spending at all. I've already got 9 5-star heroes within just 3 months. Some are a lot more difficult to get than others since they can only be obtained through events, but I'd say you can get most of these heroes without spending. The only hero that you absolutely have to spend to get in this game that I know of is Scarlet. It'll cost you $5 to unlock her, but upgrading her is going to cost you a lot more. There are 3 ways of upgrading your heroes in this game. One is by increasing their level. To do this, you need a resource called Anti-Serum, which you can get from production buildings and also from attacking zombies and zombie lairs on the map. You also need something called Combat Manuals to upgrade them beyond certain levels, but most levels only require Anti-Serum. Combat Manuals can be obtained via the campaign mode, which I'll be talking about very soon. That's where the match 3 element of this game comes into play. Increasing hero level increases their stats and also unlocks new skills for them. The other way of upgrading your heroes is to enhance them using fragments. Doing this not only upgrades their stats but also increases the effectiveness of their skills. And the final way of upgrading your 5-star heroes is to upgrade their star level to 6 stars. This does not apply to heroes with 4 stars or less. Doing so unlocks their final skill and also gives them a huge boost in stats. These heroes also have 2 types of skills. Some of them are active and others passive. Active skills are the ones where you need to use the hero in battle for the skill to take effect, while passive skills are the ones where you just need to own the hero for it to take effect. So your goal in this game should be to eventually max out 5 different 5-star heroes, one of each color that have all active skills. So that way you can get boost from all of their active skills while also getting the passive boost from all of your other heroes that you own. Heroes can be obtained from the Noah's Tavern and you need coins to get their fragments. You have basic, intermediate, and advanced coins. Basic coins give you 2 to 3 star hero fragments, intermediate coins give you 2 to 4 star fragments, and advanced coins give you 3 to 5 star hero fragments. And all of these coins can be obtained for free from events and the campaign mode. Now let's move on to the campaign mode. The campaign mode is where you get to play these match 3 games to attack zombies. All you need to do is you need to match 3 or more tiles of the same color to do attacks. Once you match 3 tiles, they'll move forward and attack the enemies right in front of them. The damage dealt by these tiles will depend upon the color of the heroes you've deployed. So for example, if you've not deployed any green heroes, then green tiles will not do any damage to enemies. If you've deployed 2 red heroes, then your red tiles will do double damage. The damage also depends upon the level of the heroes you've deployed. Higher level heroes will cause more tile damage. Matching multiple tiles of the same color will cause your hero's rage to increase. Once the rage bar below them is full, they'll start glowing, and that means you'll be able to use their skills to do even more damage. While you're attacking enemies, they'll be able to fight back and do damage to your heroes. So you need to make sure that your heroes aren't taking too much damage, because if all your heroes die, then it's game over. So that's how the campaign mode works. They also have other limited time events with match 3 elements. An example of that would be the puzzle duel event, where you do these match 3 battles against other players, and the player that manages to get their opponent's HP to 0 wins. Finally, I want to talk about equipment. This is where you get most of your stats in the game. The highest stats that I've seen so far in this game is 8,800%, and I'd say about 7,000% of that would come from here. There are 4 types of equipment that you can have. There's gear, which is basically 6 pieces of equipment that give different battle stats each. There's also a builder set and the tech set, which save you quite a bit of resources while doing upgrades, but unfortunately those aren't free. There are 3 different ways of upgrading your gear stats. You can enhance them using enhancing material to increase their stats. You can promote them using promoters to increase their stats and star level, which also increases their max enhancement level. You can also modify them, which is something that they added in yesterday's update, so I'm not really sure how it works yet. And finally, there's gear refinement, which lets you add extra stats for upgrading all of your gears to certain levels, kinda like set bonuses. Then there are chips. These can be enhanced, promoted, and refined just like gears. There are 4 types of chips that you can equip. 1 fighter chip, 1 shooter chip, 1 rider chip, and 1 chip for all troop types. You can have chips for each piece of equipment that you have, so that means you'll be able to equip a total of 24 different chips to give you more stats. Then there are modules which you unlock at level 16. Again, you have 3 modules, 1 for fighters, 1 for riders, and 1 for shooters. Just like gears, they can also be enhanced, promoted, and refined. You can have up to 12 modules at once. Finally, there's the cube that you unlock at level 25. You can have up to 12 of these cubes, which can be enhanced, promoted, and refined. The cool thing about all of this equipment is that you can actually get all of the materials to upgrade them to the max level without spending. The only problem is that it'll take you a very long time to upgrade them for free at higher levels. Before I end the video, I wanted to show you the equipment that the strongest player in this game has so we can see how much of their stats come from equipment. So this is the strongest player that I know of in the game. Not only does he have the highest might that I've seen in the game, but he also has the highest equipment levels that I've seen as well. For gear, he has all 9-star gear at plus 35 with level 34 refinement. Each piece gives him 766% stats and refinement gives him 213%. So in total, he gets 1745% stats from here. For chips, he has all 10-star plus 40 fighter, rider, and shooter chips, which give him 326% each, with mostly 8-star plus 30 troop chips, which give him about 61% each, and chip refinement at level 38, which gives him 277%. So in total from chips, he gets 2581% stats. For modules, he's got a 9-star plus 35 fighter, rider, and shooter module, which gives him 307% each, and refinement at level 34, which gives him 213%. So from modules, he gets 1749%. And for cubes, he has all 9-star plus 35 cubes, which give him 224% and 112% each, along with level 34 refinement, which gives him 213%, making the total 2005% stats from cubes. So from his equipment alone, he's getting 8080% stats. As I said, most of the stats in the game come from equipment. Unlike most other games where it's very confusing to know where you're getting stats from, this game keeps it very simple. So if you want to improve your stats in this game, you know exactly what to focus on. Your main focus should be your equipment. And with that being said, I'm going to end this video right here. There are still a lot of topics that I haven't covered in this game. However, the video has already been going on for too long. Maybe I'll make a few more videos in the future explaining all the other features in this game, but for now, this is going to be it. Don't forget to check out the link in the description below if you want to download Puzzles and Survival and save money on in-app purchases using Amazon coins. Thanks for watching the video guys, and I will see y'all in the next one.